Hey guys, it's Tony from the Portage Posse, and today I'm going to tell you about the time that I went overseas and I paddled in Chile. So to start this story off, when I first started kayaking, I told my fiance about how I wanted to be good enough that I could one day do some international traveling and do some international paddling. That year, when my birthday comes around, I get a surprise in the form of some plane tickets to Chile and a 7-day intermediate kayaking trip at Pucon Kayak Retreat. 10 out of 10 gift. Never could ask for more. This trip didn't just include a 7-day intermediate kayak trip. This was a 7-day instructed kayak trip. This meant that I was going to have a world-class instructor and I was going to be able to travel and do some really cool international paddling. And the best part of all of this is that I didn't even have to bring my own boat or my own paddle. The only things that I brought were my own PFD, helmet, and spray skirt because I wanted them to feel like they fit well to me. And the cherry on top was they had a black billy goat in stock. So I was going to be in the exact boat that I paddled back in the States overseas. When the time for the trip finally came, I had been paddling for about 10 months and I was so excited. The day of the flight came through and Jerry's driving me and Emily to the airport and I'm like, oh wow, this is gonna be so cool. I'm so ready. Yeah, woo! And as we're driving to the airport, I get an email and it says that our flight's been canceled. This is obviously devastating news because now I'm not projected to get there until like 2 days after the trip starts. I spent the next 2 hours on the phone with the airline and I'm just like, please, I need to get another flight. After some hustle and bustle, as well as some last minute praying, we were able to finally get on a plane and we actually got to our destination on time. David Hughes, the owner of Pucon Kayak Retreat, was thankfully waiting for us so we could get right to the retreat and unpack all of our bags. Once we were there, David showed us to our rooms. Finally made it to the retreat. It's an exciting first day. I missed out on a little bit of a light day of boating though, unfortunately. So that's a bummer, but finally made it. So that's all that matters. Now let's take a tour. So we're here at my lovely, lovely retreat, thanks to Pucon. It's this is one of their yurts. Nice little bathroom they have getting set up. Personal shower, toilet. Nice little, lovely, intimate setup. And the best part, right here. I mean, right here. And they even had a nice lunch waiting for us right after we got there. So it was pretty much, we get there, get shown our really nice rooms, and then get fed an awesome meal. Now, these are definitely like the most like picture perfect empanadas that I think I've ever seen. Probably some of the best food I've ever had. It was all homemade Chilean food and it was the best. Good. After our meal, I end up meeting with my instructor Blue and he gets me set up with a paddle and a kayak. So I already knew that for the next day, I didn't have anything else to worry about. Good morning, everyone. Day 1-ish of the Pucon Kayak Retreat. The next day, me and a few others in the group, we head out to the river.
We're gonna put on the Liacura River, which is a good little like introduction if you're doing an intermediate trip.
And we get to finally sit down and get ready to paddle for our first day. That's when Blue gives us our first safety assessment, as well as a few other hand signals.
I'm gonna give the old hatchet on the wood signal. This is an old signal for wood. I use it for any sort of danger or obstacle that we're going to avoid. So if you see me doing this, I'm very likely going to point afterwards and I'm telling you where we're going.
Blue explains that this is going to be kind of an assessment day to kind of see where the group is at in terms of skill and where we might be able to hopefully progress in terms of paddling.
A lot of what we're going to be working on these first couple days especially is going to be eddy hopping, getting into and out of eddies. I'm going to give you guys a few things to work on in terms of doing that. Let's go have fun.
Sweet. I was excited because I was like, I'm gonna prove that I'm probably better than an intermediate right now. And so once we actually hit the water, I'm trying everything I can. As I started paddling, I realized I wasn't hitting everything as smoothly as I wanted to, or as much as I should have. I'm backsliding out of eddies, I'm missing eddies, and I am just like, what is going on? I didn't know if it was just because I maybe was jet lagged, or if it was like I didn't sleep good. Maybe I was just sucking that day. Everybody has those days, but for me, I was like, oh no, I am blowing this assessment. Well, after a very disappointing first trip, I am like, okay, maybe I just need some food me. The chef last night made the most incredible food, and I'm sure the lunch will be just as delicious. In really funny news that definitely just happened, I accidentally broke one of my laces on my favorite pair of river boots. And so now I just have these like little 2 stubs now. Land beatering. Hey guys, it's Tony from the Portage Posse, and I'm here to let you in on some groundbreaking pieces of information from the future. Me and Jared might be doing an international trip together down in Chile, and if you're interested in joining us, message us on Instagram down below. Additionally, Jared is possibly doing some international guided trips, so if you want some world-class instruction from Jared, maybe consider going to Chile this year, or whenever it happens. Keep an eye out. So we end up having an amazing lunch, and afterwards Blue's like, hey, well, we're gonna potentially do an afternoon paddle if anybody's interested. Many of the other guests are feeling a little tired and are just looking to get some extra sleep. I'm really feeling like I need to prove myself. I'm like, let's go ahead and hit the water again. Me and Blue head out because we're the only ones that are really wanting to do an afternoon paddle. We head to the Trancura River, a section of the Trancura that's just below what's considered the upper Trancura. Luckily, the Trancura actually runs into the retreat, so once we're done paddling, it's an easy walk over and back to my room.
So this is the one that flows by the resort, so we're gonna take out at the resort.
Sweet. Once we get there, I'm really grateful that I had the ability to have some one-on-one time with Blue. So Blue takes some time to actually work with me and kind of correct some of the mistakes I'm making.
Yeah, there's tons of eddies everywhere, man. We don't have a super long stretch here, so let's catch them all.
Heck yeah.
I don't know, when I'm with people that are kind of, I can tell are a little bit timid, I don't usually go for every booth. I won't be that way if it's just you and me.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna ferry across and go again. Yeah, go out higher. Yeah. So just like, check it out. Let me show you. When my bow hits that phone call, my boat's gonna want to turn upstream, and I kind of want to keep my boat driving. See the headline? Yeah. I want to go out with a nice parallel angle, turn, flip that phone call, and keep my boat driving. Right strokes you were finishing with there to keep your angle?
Good. It's one of those things that having world-class instruction can really help. Because whenever you can get good quality instruction, it's 100% worth it. I'm feeling like I'm doing a bit better. So we're out here on the local surf wave right outside the resort. And I've just been kind of struggling with my front surf in a creek boat. But thanks to Blue, I'm like, it's starting to look pretty good. So I'm going to try to capture some for you guys. After a little bit of surf practice, the rain starts to come down, and me and Blue run the next rapid, which runs right underneath the bridge, right next to where our retreat is. And then we have to make a quick hike back in the pouring rain to the retreat. Well, it was a super sick late afternoon paddle. It's kind of incredible seeing like what I'm still like messing up, even at like the level that I've been boating at. I kind of came in with the idea that I wasn't going to learn that much or correct even that many mistakes. I was hoping to be on an advanced trip, but I originally booked an intermediate. But it's been really nice learning or relearning or unlearning certain bad habits of mine so far. And it's only day one, so we'll be excited to see what happens next. And that was the end to my first day at Pucon Kayak Retreat.